So I was doing a little freezer inventory and I found this beautiful beef eye round roast. And I thought to myself, I haven't done beef jerky in quite some time. So today I'm gonna show you my recipe how to make beef jerky. So let's get right to it. When you're doing beef jerky, you want to find a nice lean cut of meat. So an eye round is a perfect choice. Another great option I like to use for beef jerky is a London broil. So here with the eye round roast, all we're gonna have to do is cut off this big fat cap and then we'll be left with some really nice lean meat. I put this cut of meat in my freezer to get it a little firm before I start cutting it, because we're gonna want to cut this into nice thin slices, and having it semi-frozen will help out a lot. So it's pretty straightforward. Go ahead and start trimming that fat cap off. Like I said, having this semi-frozen is gonna make your job a hell of a lot easier. So be sure to do that. I just stuck this in the freezer for about 30 minutes. That's all you really need. 30 to 45 minutes, you should be good. Now you can see we got most of the fat off this thing. Now we're just gonna take this and slice up some nice thin slices. If you have a deli slicer, that's another option to get nice slices out of this. But you can always do this with a nice sharp knife. Just start trying to get some nice thin slices. And this is where having a frozen piece of meat is really gonna come in hand. It's gonna make your job a lot easier if this is somewhat frozen. I would actually even prefer mine to be a little more frozen than it is right now. So you can see how it's getting soft on the edges there. But that's what you're looking for. Looking for a nice little slice like that. This is gonna be some awesome beef jerky. But I'm gonna go ahead and slice this up and I'll see you when it's finished. So you can see how difficult it gets here at the end to trim this up. This is why having it frozen is very important. Then once you get down to the end like this, that's pretty much it. You just save that piece of meat. There we go. Check out all this nice beef jerky meat we got. Now, like I said, if you want to use a London broil, get those nice long rectangular strips like you usually see with beef jerky. Using a beef eye round roast is a good option because you get a nice little patty of beef jerky. Now that we got this beef all cut up, let's go ahead and make our marinade. So for our marinade, super simple. I'm gonna start off with a little soy sauce, then some Worcestershire sauce. I'd say 70-30 mix is probably pretty good, maybe 60-40. Then I wanna just add a little dash of my SPG mix. That's 2 parts black pepper, 1 part salt, half a part garlic powder, and a half a part of paprika powder. That's it. Let's give this a little mix, and that is ready. Now my plan for this beef jerky, I'm gonna marinate it in here. Then when it's ready to go, I'm gonna put it on my smoker for about 3 hours to let it get a real nice smoky flavor. Then I'll pull it off, put it in my dehydrator, and let it finish that way. A lot of times I'll just marinate the beef jerky, and then once it's done marinating, it goes right in the dehydrator and it'll make some awesome beef jerky. So if that's the route you wanna go without using the smoker, you can always put a little bit of liquid smoke in here, and that will give you that nice smoky flavor that you're looking for in a beef jerky. Let's get our beef in a bag and we'll get this marinade in there. All right, just gonna grab our beef, throw in a few slices like that, and I'll grab my marinade, dump a little bit of that in there, get that nice and covered up, and then throw in some more. Just keep repeating this process. It's gonna help get all the pieces covered up. Marinade smells amazing. Dump in the rest of our marinade, and there we go. Let's get this out of the way. So what I like to do with this, seal this up with a lot of air inside. Then you're gonna go ahead and just mix this up nice. Get everything well coated. Then pop a corner, squeeze out all that air as much as you can, close it up. There you go. Beautiful bag of marinating beef eye round for jerky. And what I like to do is kind of flatten this out so these are all separated as much as they can be. Let that marinade get over all these pieces like that. That's what we're looking for. Okay. So this is gonna go in my fridge. Your best option is probably do this at night and let it go in overnight. Let all that flavor penetrate the meat. But if you don't have that time, 6 to 8 hours is a good ballpark for how long you want to marinate these. You can only get 4 hours, whatever. It's gonna be better than nothing. You're gonna get an awesome flavor on this beef jerky, I'm telling you. But I'm gonna let these marinate. I'll see you when they're done. All right, we are back. So I let this beef jerky go for 6 hours. A lot of times I like to let it go overnight, but 6 hours is fine. So let's get it out of the bag and we'll get it on some trays. We got a couple wire racks here. You're gonna want a wire rack because it's just gonna be easier to get this on and off the smoker. If you don't have a rack, you can just lay your pieces on your smoker grate. That'll be fine. This is just a little easier. Grab our pieces, and what you're gonna wanna do is just try and wipe off a little bit of that excess marinade, and then just go ahead, lay it right down on the rack like so. You want to try and give some space if you can, but if not, it's not a big deal. They will shrink up pretty quickly and then you'll get some space that way. So don't worry about it too much. I'll tell you what, this marinade smells fantastic. So I'm just gonna get all these pieces on the rack and I'll see you when I'm done. All right, there we go. 2 beautiful racks of beef jerky. Now, these smell phenomenal, just gonna say that. But I was hoping to be able to do these on my offset smoker to get a really nice smoky flavor on these. The problem with that is I decided to go ahead and repaint my smoker today. Then I realized I gotta wait 24 hours to let that paint dry before I can even light my smoker up, so I screwed myself. But that's not gonna be a problem because I'm gonna put these on my pellet smoker today, which is a great option for beef jerky. I can get my pellet smoker down to 180 degrees, set it there, and it'll just maintain that 180 degrees, super easy. So that's what I'm gonna do today. That being said, let's get out to the pellet smoker and we'll throw these racks of beef jerky on. Got the pellet smoker all fired up. Gonna throw this rack on the top, then we'll get the second rack right down on the bottom. Just like that. Beautiful. Now, like I said, I'm gonna let these go for probably 3 hours. I'm gonna check them every hour or so just to make sure they're not cooking too quick. But I'm thinking 3 hours is gonna be the mark. Then we'll pull them off and get them in the dehydrator. So I'll see you when these are finished. It's been 2 hours on the pellet smoker here, and these are looking very nice. See how red they're turning? These are getting a lot of good smoke flavor on there. I know I thought it'd be 3 hours, but after 2 hours, some of these are looking really dry. I think this is all we need on the smoker. Pull these off, get them in the dehydrator. Here's this jerky. Smells really nice. Got a really nice red color on there. Not totally dried out. Still gonna take quite some time to get these nice and dry. That red color is telling me that this is gonna have some awesome smoke flavor on it. We gotta get this in the dehydrator, let it cook a little longer. So we'll move these to the side. And here we have a food dehydrator. This thing is sweet, great for making beef jerky. So you pull the top off, then you'll have these trays like this that you're gonna fill with your beef jerky. Time to get this thing loaded up with some jerky. First off, look at this. Nice, beautiful red color on there. Still not dry, obviously, but this is going to be some good beef jerky. Throw these pieces right in here. Like I said, you could forgo the smoker step, but you're really gonna want that smoke flavor. If that's something you can't do, you can get the liquid smoke, throw that in your marinade, won't be a problem. Just give these some space because we know they're not gonna shrink up anymore. So you don't want anything touching here. We'll just get another layer, on going. And another option you have is once you get it out of the marinade and you put it on the trays, you can always sprinkle it with whatever seasoning you want, maybe just a little black pepper. That's always a good idea, but today I'm just going plain. All right, there we go. 3 full trays of beef jerky. Then you just get your top, throw it on there, and then here you can see the different temperatures you have. And meat is 160, so we're just gonna set this to the 160 mark, and I'm just gonna let this thing go for probably 8 hours or so. So I'm gonna get this plugged in, turned on, and then I will see you tomorrow when these are ready. The beef jerky is finished. I said I was gonna let this go for 8 hours. What I did was I let it go for 12. Not really a problem because it's beef jerky. You can't really overcook it. We're trying to get it as dry as possible anyway. But this stuff came out fantastic. Smells wonderful. Let me give you a little close-up view of this stuff. So just check this stuff out. This stuff looks really, really nice. Nice and dry. Perfect, exactly what you want for beef jerky. This stuff's gonna be great. Let me give it a try. That is good. Man, this stuff is tasty. It's not too chewy because we cut it against the grain there. That's why it'll break in half so easily. Now, if you like a more chewy style of beef jerky, what you're gonna wanna do is cut it with the grain and then just make some nice long strips probably out of that. Then you're gonna have yourself a really chewy piece of beef jerky. If that's your style, I like this. This is gonna be a fantastic snack. The best thing is you can just bring this anywhere you want. It doesn't need to be refrigerated. You can leave this in the fridge if you want. It'll last a little bit longer, but I bet you this stuff's not gonna last very long. You're gonna be eating this all the time. You're gonna be giving it away to people. I'm really happy with how this beef jerky came out. But if you guys are a new viewer to the channel, make sure to subscribe right over here. And if you want to watch another awesome barbecue video, check this one out over here. But I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it a like. I'd really appreciate it. And most importantly, get out there and smoke something good.